We are back with a brand new video. What is good, Heat Nation? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the possibility for the Miami Heat to be trading for Gordon Hayward. Now, this is a rumor that has come out. At first, I ignored it, but then I think Bleacher Report also posted it. So, I think this might have some sort of, a credibility. I'm not really sure who the exact source is, but it's been posted by multiple outlets now. So I think I do have to address it. So yeah, make sure you guys drop a like if you guys like the video. Subscribe if you guys are new on the road to 3,000, and comment down below what your thoughts are about the trade. And I need a big favor from you guys, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, straight up honest with you guys. The offseason has been dry. It's been very dry. There hasn't been anything to talk about. The whole league is kind of fixated on what's going to happen with Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell, and everything has been put on pause for that. And right now, even the trade talks for KD and Mitchell have been put on pause as well. So nothing is happening right now, like literally nothing. The free agency class has been so dead, and the remaining free agents they're okay, but they're nothing special. So and on top of that, when you're talking about the Heat, we can't even talk about any of the free agency signings because we haven't signed anyone. So especially for Miami, it's been very dry. Not much to talk about. So if you guys have anything for me to talk about or react to, like I want to do a lot more videos than what I'm doing right now. Like right now I'm making like once a week, and the reason I'm not doing like 2 or 3 times a week is because there's really nothing to talk about. I don't want to keep repeating the same things over and over again on different videos, and just regurgitate the same information. But if you guys have any new suggestions for me to take a look at, reacting to, I know Bleacher Report put out some standing predictions, reacting to some of that, like anything you guys want me to do, leave it in the comment section below. Let's get right into it though. Gordon Hayward to the Miami Heat, yes or no? I am incredibly against this. First of all, let me just preface what I'm saying by that. Like I do not want Gordon Hayward near this team. He had his chance in 2017. He should have come to the Heat in 2017. He didn't. He chose Boston, and obviously his career kind of got derailed because of an injury, which is very unfortunate. That very gruesome injury. But he picked the wrong team, essentially. I thought he should have come to the Heat. He chose the Celtics, who were one of the Heat's biggest rivals, and yeah, man, he kind of just made his bed there. So he got traded from Boston. Now he's with Charlotte. With Charlotte, the injury concerns have been the same. He's missed a lot of games over the past couple of years, and he's making a ton of money. He's making $30 million, in his contract. And frankly, the Heat, I just don't think they have to go get a guy like this, because it's another guy who cannot defend. At his best, he can shoot the ball, he can drive to the rim and stuff like that, but I don't know how his multiple injuries have affected his ability to score the ball. But I know he was never a good defender. A little bit in the Jazz years, he was a solid defender, but after that injury, with Boston, his defense completely fell off. And yeah, it's just a guy that I just would not want near the Miami Heat right now. I just don't think it's anything that we need. You can't really play him at the 4, so I don't think. I mean, you could move Jimmy to the 4, but Gordon Hayward's not the best rebounder. Like, I don't think we need to get Gordon Hayward. I think this is just, I doubt this is true. But the only reason I'm addressing this is because it's been put out by like 3-4 sources now. So yeah, I just would completely stay away from Gordon Hayward. I think you still need to address that 4 position for sure, but you can find a lot better options. Even though they might not be as good of a player as Gordon Hayward, they just fit the team a lot better. Like a Harrison Barnes. I would argue that Harrison Barnes and Gordon Hayward at this moment are kind of on the same level. I don't think Gordon Hayward is that much better, but I would prefer Harrison Barnes because he can defend. He doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective. He can stretch the floor. He can rebound the ball. He does a lot of the things that the Heat need. We don't need another person, especially at that 4 position, unless you're a Kevin Durant or a Donovan Mitchell or someone who's an elite scorer, which Gordon Hayward is not. We don't need you to have the ball in your hands. You should be a person who's willing to play a role and do all the dirty work. And I just don't think Gordon Hayward's the man for that job. So if you want someone, you know, who's going to play that 4 position, who's not on that level of a Durant or a Collins or someone like that, go out and get Harrison Barnes. You know, even I would take Jay Crowder back before I take Gordon Hayward on this team, especially when you factor in the contract, when you factor in the money that Gordon Hayward is making and the amount of stuff you'll have to move to go out and get him. Because, you know, his contract is so expensive. You have to match that salary. I know his value might not be the highest because of his contract, but the Heat, I mean, they could throw Duncan's contract in there, but they would have to throw another contract, like 10 more million, I guess. I just don't think it's worth it. I think, you know, I just would not want Gordon Hayward anywhere near this team right now. I would actually take Caleb Martin at the 4 over Gordon Hayward, like, just because I'm not a fan of Gordon Hayward right now. After all the injuries, he cannot stay healthy. His contract is too big. He cannot play defense, cannot rebound, and who knows how he can score after his injury. So I'm completely opposed to this idea. I would, you know, much rather prefer, if you're not going to get Durant, either John Collins, Miles Turner, Harrison Barnes, Jay Crowder. I don't even know if any other options are out there, but like those 4 names I would prefer. Just because I think, you know, they would make our team a lot more better than Gordon Hayward would, even if, you know, some of them are not to the level of player that Gordon Hayward is. It's just what we need versus what we don't need. We don't need a guy who's going to demand the ball when he's not good enough to, you know, when he's not elite at shot creation. You know, like, unless you're Kevin Durant, unless you're like an elite scorer, we just don't need another ball dominant player. We do not, you know. And the only ball dominant players we need are the guys who can score 30 in their sleep. And that's KD, that's Mitchell, Kyrie, like people like that is who we should be targeting if we're targeting ball dominant players, not Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward, I guess he's shown the ability that he can play off the ball a little bit in Charlotte with LaMelo, but he hasn't been effective in that. You know, his numbers have dropped. Obviously, he hasn't been healthy. So he's at his best when the ball is in his hands. So I just don't think that we should be limiting ourselves and limiting Gordon Hayward by trading for him and not catering towards his needs. The reason we went after him in 2017 is because in 2017 we really had no one to take the ball out of his hands. D Wade was gone at the time. Chris Bosh had unfortunately retired. I think we only had Goran. We had Hassan, obviously. Like that the team wasn't the best in 2017, so we could afford to take a swing like that and get Gordon Hayward then. Now, it's just not worth it. Even though, you know, we need to, you know, contend for a championship and all that, he's just not the player. He's not the profile of the player that I would want on this team. So I would stay away from Gordon Hayward if I was the Heat. But yeah, that's just my thought. Let me know what your thought is in the comment section below, man. Again, if you guys have any video suggestions for me, leave it in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. I'll see y'all later as always. Peace.